First up, in a dramatic cabinet reshuffle, the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has sacked the Home Secretary Suella Braverman. She has now been replaced by the former Foreign Secretary James Cleverly. Cleverly's post has now gone to the former Prime Minister David Cameron. Braverman's sacking comes just days after she accused the Metropolitan Police Department of showing double standards in the way they treat protesters. Braverman was referring to the ongoing pro-Palestinian protests in London. Rishi Sunak's office has confirmed that the former Foreign Secretary James Cleverly will be the country's new Home Secretary. And the former UK Prime Minister Cameron is the next Foreign Secretary. Cameron will take a seat in the House of Lords to enable him to take up the post. Suella Braverman has been one of the most controversial cabinet ministers in the UK government. Her policies to control the entry of illegal migrants and housing of asylum seekers in particular have seen a string of protests and criticism. Frequent controversial comments have also been seen as tarnishing Sunak's already strained image. Despite being an Indian origin minister in the UK, she claimed multiculturalism in the country had failed. Her sacking also comes at a point when UK's controversial flagship immigration policy will face its sternest test this week in the top court. On Wednesday, the country's top court will rule whether Sunak's government's plan to deport asylum seekers to Rwanda is lawful or not. However, Braverman still remains extremely popular within the Tory party, which means now Rishi Sunak is expected to witness a political storm within the Conservative Party. Braverman says she will have more to say in due course. Perhaps she is indicating that she does not wish to accept her sacking quietly. Meanwhile, a junior health minister, Neil O'Brien, also announced he is leaving the government. O'Brien said he wants to focus on his constituency work and to spend more time with his children. Earlier, in 2022, she had to step down from the post of Home Secretary for sending an official document from her personal email, which was against the rules. Several opposition politicians have welcomed the sacking of Suella Braverman, as some of them accuse her of not understanding the job at all. And well, earlier today we spoke to Andrew Whitehead, who is a historian, author and former BBC senior journalist. Listen into what he had to say about this cabinet reshuffle.
This is a huge surprise. We've only found out in the last 2 or 3 minutes. So David Cameron, who was Conservative Prime Minister for 5 years but stood down after the Brexit referendum in 2016. He's coming back to politics. He's going to be the new Foreign Secretary. He's not even a member of Parliament. So Rishi Sunak is doing something really quite surprising. He is appointing David Cameron to the House of Lords, and David Cameron is going to be Foreign Secretary from the House of Lords rather than the House of Commons. This is strikingly unusual in British politics. I can't remember the last time when a very senior figure in government was a member of the House of Lords rather than the elected House of Commons. And of course, bringing back an old leader, some would say an old and failed leader. After all, he resigned in disappointment and really disgrace to some extent after losing the Brexit referendum, is not what you expect in politics. So on all sorts of level, a real shock here. Well, in some ways she has, but really she almost wants to become a casualty because she's now really campaigning for her next job. She stood once for leader of the Conservative Party. If Rishi Sunak loses the next election, he won't be Prime Minister, but he'll almost certainly stand down as Conservative Party leader. Defeated Prime Ministers usually do step back from party leadership fairly quickly. Suella Braverman will then stand as the candidate of the Conservative Party right wing, which has a lot of support among the rank and file whose votes matter. So I think we'll be hearing quite a lot more of Suella Braverman in the months and years ahead. She's only 43, so she's got a long way to go in politics as well.